Alright, quick timber management video here, or update I suppose. You know, I'm not an expert on timber, that's for sure, but I'm learning. And one of the things we want to do on this farm is treat a lot of the invasives, get the invasive species out here, and get some of these. You can see some oaks in the background here. This is primarily heavily poplar dominated forest, but there's a lot of good oaks along this ridge. But what's important about timber management, from what a lot of the experts say, is understanding a population of white-tailed deer that can survive on the land without degrading the habitat, right? So maybe carrying capacity, but you know, carrying capacity, or maybe you're thinking, well, what do I want to control my population at? Maybe you want it below, well below, 50% of carrying capacity or 40%, and it all depends. There's a lot of variables, right? So around us, we have probably over 1,000 acres of clear cut. Our neighbors back here, they just bought about 200 acres, and I see that they just removed all the good oak off of this ridge top. So you have treetops down, feeding whitetails. I have 10 acres plus of food plots if you consider some of the clover easements on this farm. Plus there's other people going to the south who have food plots and all these things for white-tailed deer, right? What is amazing is those food plots are 8 down to nothing. So that's indication number one. All right, well, those are kind of like candy. They're drawing deer in. But when I start to look at browse levels, and I'm seeing browse, now I don't know how good that camera shows it, but that's about a quarter size of my fingernail. I mean, would you want to be biting through that? You know, these are briars here. I believe this is green briar, but every single one, if you look here, is nipped off. I hope that I can show you guys what I'm seeing. Every single green briar. Yeah. There is, along this ridge, so this is a south-facing slope. Sun's coming in here. So sun's going to hit here first in the wintertime. This is the first area to green up. A lot of times, guys will find sheds on a south-facing slope. But what I'm finding, what I'm kind of more interested in right now, at least that's where my brainwave is the type of browse that's occurring. And every blackberry bramble, green briar patch, multiflora rose that I have seen is browsed, and browsed heavily, which is amazing because these neighbors back behind me, they told me they shot 13 does off of 200 acres. And I was a little disappointed, to be honest, because I thought, holy cow, 13 does. I just don't know how that's sustainable to continue to harvest that many. With that being said, I did think that the doe population had far exceeded sustainability, and I was a little bit disappointed. You know, maybe a little bit of that was just my own jealousy, you know, because I hadn't been able to evaluate the browse on the farm yet this winter. I know last winter when I did, I said we got to shoot some does, but now we're working together, so I know those guys are going to shoot a lot of does. We probably won't shoot as many, you know, we'll probably shoot 1 or 2 on 250 acres and leave it at that. And I know some of my neighbors, about another 600 acres, they might shoot 1. I mean, so overall it probably balances out. You're going to have some does move in, some does move out. But when I see this type of browse, I definitely think the population of white-tailed deer here is healthy. And I also think that when we remove timber and try to let regeneration happen, specifically oaks and things like that, if the deer population is much higher than what it is right now, it's going to be a son of a gun to get that regeneration that we're shooting for. So that is also why you have to treat the invasives, right? So if you have invasives growing, let's say tree of heaven or something like that, or multiflora rose all over in a bottom, you remove your good trees, right? Your crop trees that you're taking out for timber. They're mature, they're ready to be removed, and now you want this beautiful oak regen. Well, those non-native invasives are going to outcompete your oaks, and then it complexes things. It makes things more complex, I should say, when then you have an overabundance of white-tailed deer, because the browse on those on that oak regen is going to be tremendous. So I'm not somebody out here saying shoot every deer that you can, you know, eat what you can, give it away. A lot of people like white-tailed deer, but these are small things that you can notice on your woodlot and see what the browse levels are. In relation to a lot of other factors, you know, observational hunts and things like that, you know, give you a good idea as to, what should that doe harvest be next year? What should that quota be, as some people call it? Hope you guys enjoy that tip. Hope you guys enjoy following along. Thank you so much for everybody who's followed along and made nice comments. I really enjoy this. I hope you do as much as I do. Thanks, guys. Be safe.